Steve here with Table Rock Tea Company. Today I'm going to be doing a little update farm video. Some of you guys have been asking about different aspects here, so we'll start with the muscadines. So we put in this trellis system just with telephone poles and wires, and we had harvested, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that, 6 wild muscadines that we had found. And I thought they were dead, but actually this one, you can see that one's gonna make it. This one's looking like it's making it too. And we've gone through several rounds of freezes here recently. This guy, yeah, I'm gonna try to focus in, but you can, yeah, this one's alive as well, so that's 3. This is the first time I've really looked since the winter. This one, that one's good. 4. Come on, baby. All right, 5. And looks like buds on that one too. So yeah, looks like we got all 6. So that's cool. So we got our little vineyard going on here. Pretty cool. So what's really cool about the muscadines, I know that a lot of you guys, don't like muscadines if you're wine people or that kind of thing. We're not using them for that. Everything that we grow here on the farm is tea oriented. So a few years back, I was hired by actually quite a few folks in the wine industry that were looking to try to figure out how to make a value-added product from their waste from the grapes. And so we worked with them a little bit on some R&D, and it actually, what we came up with is going to work well to include as a flavor for tea. So yeah, anyway, we figured out those processes, and so we decided that we're going to use the muscadine. When we press the juice out for here, eventually when we do the cafe, we'll use the juice to make some kind of a grape kombucha. So that's the plan there. All right, so now we're gonna walk onto the barri. That's our seed bank, and you guys who have been watching us will know that essentially what we're doing is starting our own grove where we have our 2 best plants we've made clones of. And so those 2 super plants we've been working on for, oh man, a good decade already. And so they've been in the ground now for 3 years, which, takes a long time to start a barri seed bank. But the gist of it is that this is a separate grove where these 2 super plants will basically pollinate each other. And so that way what we're going to end up with is we'll end up with the kind of the benefit of both worlds. So we'll have seeds, which will give us the taproot, which we want. It'll give us genetic variability, but it's going to be the kind of genetic variability within the best gene pool between these 2 super plants. So let me show you what that looks like here. So this section of Dogwood Alley, we call it Dogwood Alley because that's why. You can see all the dogwoods starting to pop right now. But Dogwood Alley is one of our bigger fields. But this particular section is our barri. And these plants, you can kind of see them. They're 3 years old. We have not cut them. We've not done like a skiff pruning to make them branch out. Our intention is to make them go up. So these are actually going to end up being about 30 feet tall, maybe 25, something like that. And what we're doing, this is the first time I've pruned, and I'll show you guys this as sort of a pro tip. So we didn't touch them for 3 years, and then just today I went ahead and cut some branches that were really low, because ultimately what we want to do is turn these into trees with rather big trunks. Okay, so all of these, and I'm going to try to find one here. There were a few that we had that were there were some significant growths. Here you go, I'll show you this one. So again, we haven't cut this for 3 years. This will be a good example for you guys. Sorry for the shaky camera. This right here I cut off. This was sticking right here. All right, something like that. You guys can see it, okay? So the problem was there were these two big main branches, main stems. And again, you don't kind of see that until about 3-4 years into it. So we didn't want the sideways one, we want them to go up. And so the reason that we're gonna do that is all of these plants in the barry, there's about 40 of them, and they're spaced, I believe it's 12 feet apart. If you have my book, we map out kind of how to do that, you know, how to alternate them so that you get cross-pollination and stuff like that. But anyway, they're gonna grow up nice and tall. This will be our seed producing bank. And because they'll have a main center trunk, when they get, you know, that trunk will be probably about 3 or 4 feet clear. And then when we harvest, we'll just basically take tarps, slit it into the middle, and then put the tarps down and let the seeds fall on that. So no more walking around and crawling around on our knees getting seeds. We did like 20,000 seeds this year, and we expect this barry will produce about 250,000. I don't want to do that on my knees. Okay, so that's the barry. So we covered the grapes, we've covered the barry, and then the last thing really is what we call Blueberry Hill. Really creative, I know, but we've got about 60 blueberry plants in there, blueberry bushes, and I counted this morning. I think we've lost maybe 4. Something like that. We have 3 different varieties of rabbit eye, does that sound right? But they were specifically chosen for how they dried and tasted in tea. So anyway, they're doing pretty good too. We'll take a quick peek. So yeah, these are all the blueberries. They're a little bit small, but that's okay because they're established small. I can handle that. And then they're all over on that basin as well. So this whole section will kind of walk down, but it's sort of like a bit of a natural amphitheater. Everybody comments on my neighbor's house over there. It's pretty super cool. But and they're super cool too. We're blessed to have good neighbors. So yeah, so this is the bowl. So this will all be filled with blueberries. Pretty neat. So that's it. I almost forgot, we had some of you folks ask us about our spilanthes, so we'll take a little walk into the greenhouse here. I just worked on those this morning, and thanks to my assistant Feliciana, we have tons of spilanthes. So yeah, this is something where if you guys are interested, spilanthes, the toothache plant, we're gonna have oodles of it. So let me know what you want. And here it is. These are our spilanthes trays. So they say we should maybe thin them out. I don't know. I think we're just gonna sell them as a big old bunch in one pot. So we'll see. We got other cool stuff here. Peppers. Sugar Rush Peach, we just transplanted these, got some yarrow. Of course, our dragon tongue beans, which have been selling like crazy actually, which is really cool. I grew some here in my little backyard, sort of. We've got this little sort of fun play area. So I've got dragon tongue beans in here and some carrots, some Lilaloo Sang carrots. Those are the purple ones. And then over here, thanks to our friendly allies, we've got rosemary starts. Those are going to get planted this year. We've got our lemon verbena starts, our sage over here, pretty nice. And then I'm really excited about these orange hat tomatoes. Those are going to be really cool. They're like a cherry tomatoes with all different types. And then we've got some, these took a big hit in the frost. I got them in, but for some reason they just, I don't know. But these are paprika peppers, so we'll see how many of those make it. So anyway, that's it. Oh, dwarf moringa. I need to water these guys too. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. So there's our little spring start farming tour, or I guess update for you. Of course, we've got germination bins that are starting to pop, but I'll do a whole nother video about that. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what else is brewing here at Table Rock Tea Company.